still the same thing. Base, you do this, you do this. I also now have a better room. You do this, throw at this. Then now you got this laser beam as well. Look at this. Tell me this damage isn't just absurd. Tell me that damage isn't just absurd of the laser beam.
You've certainly earned your reputation.
Like, it's crazy this, if you expect for it. And this is not very gear hungry either. This is a bit more level heavy though, because you need. Let's go into it. Character. Like, you only need 2 pieces here that really do much for this, which is the staff that I have at green. So yeah, what you really would want is the blue level there as well for the extra weak point damage. But yeah, everything that's range damage, by the way, is what this laser beam scales off of. As you can see, 25% range damage. I have an enchantment slotted in, 20% extra range damage. And, no, not that one, this one. 20% range damage, 50% weak point damage. Then range damage versus barrier. It's like, that's such overkill, because you look at them with the beam and boom, the barrier's gone. And the last part there, like, it could be nice, but it's really not important in the slightest. And yeah, other than that, oh yeah, obviously the last one there as well is really good. Obviously, 100% extra damage, still more. So, but you saw the damage anyway already. That's the crazy part. Like, you saw how just nuts the damage. Nothing has really changed over here. The only thing potentially that has changed is I realized that this tree for Balara is very good as well. She has a damage buff there as well. And she gives you mana. And the first ability use doesn't cost mana. I hadn't properly read this tree before. I haven't picked anything there, but... And then this radius for the pole is also quite nice. But basically, you want to use this ability still when there's trash mobs. But this ability versus bosses, more or less. Other than that, they are basically identical. I've given her a bow that lets her apply electricity weakness, which is fine. Kind of comes up. Let's see, I'll go to character. This is still the strongest spell in the game. I've started using this instead of the fire one. I barely used this. The fire one started becoming really pointless, because burning seems to be the worst of the dot statuses. It lasts for such a short time, and there's a lot of stuff you can't apply it to because they're hovering. So you can't apply it with ball of fire. There's this spell and this spell. There are the bread and butter here for spells, just to get the stacks up and actually do decent damage. The beam it's just absurd compared to them, but you see, I'm actually getting up there in levels now. But this build is a bit more level hungry though, because you need to be at least level 30 to go up here in the necromancer tree. And there's 2 key ones here. This one, just 100% more damage for more mana. Boom, 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 boom. And this one, letting you heal, which is nice. But that's not the important part. The important part is turning it into necrotic damage. So you can use this one staff, you know, normally it does electric damage. Damage numbers are still popping up as blue for some reason. But you can see the beam has changed color. So it works. It's just weird. I don't know why, but these two are kind of needed to run this build, more or less. Otherwise, I mean, just there's not a lot of things buffing range damage. This one here does. The 3. This one is one of the rarest first talents you can pick, so I'm sure you've seen that one if you're playing a mage. There was one more that I picked up. This one, which I didn't quite understand at first. I should have picked this up long ago. The effects of duration abilities are increased. I didn't quite know what that meant, you know. But what it means is the stuff they put out lasts 50% longer. Which kind of makes sense, to be fair. But that sounds so nuts for just 1 point. This just makes this one do 150% damage instead of just 100. If it's still alive and stand in it. Oh, okay. 50% damage to that. Makes this also last 50% longer. So, really good. Really, 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 really good. Otherwise, I'm more or less running the same. Oh, acquire. As we know, that's 15% extra ability damage. But yeah, otherwise I'm more or less just running the same thing as last time, you know. Not that much has changed. I just realized that the laser beam is crazy good. Crazy good. So this is more of an update than my last ability. The dots are still really strong versus bosses and such. But you just absolutely mow down enemies with a beam. I can do another one without even using the other spells if you want to see that, I suppose.
What are you in the mood for?
Just to see what the beam does on its own.
Get yourself in order and head to the entrance. Everyone hit the privy and grab a snack. You won't want to miss this next fight.
I'll still line them up, obviously. Harding. Hold. Oh, getting interrupted. I mean, you see still, this uses very little mana. Optimally you want to do each, but you see it just pops these crits when you aim for the head. It kills really fast still, even without the spells now. But it complements each other quite well. You put out your dot spells and then you just go full DPS mode. But still, the beam is really just crazy good on its own already. So yeah, going deeper into Death Caller and using this staff with this ring. This ring doesn't matter super much if you upgrade it, if we could upgrade further. You only really need those two. The legendary text on this thing is really good. Really, 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 really good. But I always haven't found that. I also have this now. I would like to see how good the third, or I mean the legendary texture is. Also, could be really good for this build, or actually terrible, depending on how much damage that burst does. None of this is really relevant. This is something I want to try. I'm having in my mind another build. I've been thinking about a fire one. You'd run this knife with this text, because this text is kind of crazy. With... is it this? No... Wasn't there an orb? Was it just this? Oh, yes, burning damage. No. Wasn't there an orb? I don't know. Actually, I don't know. Whatever. But this and the staff. This staff. Hitting burning enemy doesn't really max mana, but the last one. Deal 25 bonus fire damage for every 50 mana spent. Because even if you run this with just a 50, that's just 25% extra bonus fire damage, you know? And if you run it with... If you run it with this... The spells will do 175% from just those two pieces. And that's without taking any rings in consideration. Like this one, for example. I just have a lot of thoughts going there. And you would run this to reduce the cost, which might sound kind of counterproductive given damage increases with the cost, but then again, throwing two 150 ones rather than 175 one. I mean, obviously, the 2 is gonna be way better. You just spam this over and over and over and over and over. It's my idea there. But yeah, I'd need to like go more into that. I always need both that staff and this sword at legendary status. I haven't gone too much into. Oh yeah. Oh, this one as well. Of using ability with the mana cost gain bonus damage equal to 20% of the cost. Like I feel like you could cook something good here. You could cook something really good here together. You know. Like bleeding. No. This here you have one that's burning, which is kind of interesting as well. But yeah, there's definitely gonna be another build coming out, a fire focused one, when I upgrade these, so I can actually run it. It's just the way you get upgrades in this game is a bit frustrating, because it's just random. You have no agency really, except for ones you can buy at the faction vendors. You just pray to get what you need, which kind of sucks, but yeah. So, like I said, this is mostly just an update to the last video. And some theory crafting for another build in the future here, which I'll make a video about when I get the stuff for it. So, like, comment, yada yada, subscribe if you liked it, and I'll make more. Thank you.